What's up YouTube, it's Mac1 here. Today I thought I'd take a quick break from my ever annoying uni work and show you a cool little deck I've been working on. It's essentially Slushy Frog, but with a slightly different engine. It doesn't run all the traps and stuff, simply because I thought that was a really slow way of running the deck. This current build works a little bit more like Chaos Dragons. It just gets everything into the grave, then goes from there. But yeah, if you're familiar with Slushy Frog decks, this will all look fairly familiar to you. I'm tempted to run this on Saturday for my locals because I'm really bored of gadgets and Constellas have been pushed back, so this is just going to be a nice little fun deck to run. I'm sure if you've been watching my tournament diaries, you're probably quite bored of watching the same gadget deck week after week. So, without further ado, let's get into the deck. I run triple Poseidra, the Atlantean Dragon. I think it's the second strongest thing you can summon with Slushy, main deck monster wise. I think Spiral Serpent might be like 100 more or something. I can't remember. But this is run simply because it's a 7, which gets you into like Big Eye and Biscayos plays, and it can special summon itself from your hand and graveyard if you get out 3 water monsters, which is Treeborn and 2 Ronin, which is easy for this. So you could summon one with Slushy, get out your Ronins or whatever, and special another one from your grave and go in straight into a Big Eye play. So that's useful, that's why I run it. The next card is triple Sea Lancer. This recycles all your frogs and gets you most of your pluses. Also, if they happen to bottomless, you're only the only Poseidra you have access to, you can equip it to Lancer as well. Just cycle everything back into the grave. So yeah, extremely good card. Yes, you reuse your slushies and whatnot. Speaking of slushies, I run 3. Obviously, you need to. What I like about Slushy is you can get it in the graveyard no matter how you want. You can mill it, which is what I'm doing here, or send it with a Swap Frog. And as soon as you have 3 either in your graveyard or banished total, you can banish one from your grave and special summon your Poseidra. You can use it once per turn, but a free 2/8 beer every turn is worth a little bit of setup, and you can easily get your slushies in grave turn 1 or 2 if you open right. But yeah, onto the Frog engine, which supports the Slushy engine nicely. I run triple Swap Frog, heart and soul of the deck, as with any frog variant. You can, if you need to, you can pitch a dead Poseidra in hand, special this, put Slushy in the grave, and summon that Poseidra straight back. It's extremely good. For the next frog, I run 2 poison draws. If you want to go through your Lancer engine, you send these first, or Ronins, obviously you haven't set those up yet. If they're face up and they're destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can draw 1 card. It can miss the timing and doesn't work if they're attacked, but it does work with Sea Lancer. So you just equip both to a Sea Lancer after being banished by Ronin Toadin. When Sea Lancer protects himself, you draw a card. So protection plus drawing equals lots and lots of advantage if you get this right setup. To help with setup, triple dupe. This is kind of the same deal, but instead of drawing a card, you search a frog from your deck or graveyard. So even if you, by some stroke of ill luck, you mill all of your swap frogs before getting off in the effects, you can just set a dupe frog, let it get run over, and add one from your grave to your hand. So that's good. It's also got 2000 defense, which poison draw lacks. So they're probably not going to beat over it with the level 4 or lower monster, and even exceeds like my stroke and whatnot can't be over it. So it's always good. I'm gonna run 2 Ronin Totem. I see a lot of builds running 3. I don't think you really need 3. I think 2's enough. So this is your main way of banishing your frogs for Lancer, and also going into your Gachi and Phoenix and whatever else plays. And then, because I don't run the massive trap lineup, I do run 1 Treeborn. Treeborn kind of takes a back seat in this deck. It's not as essential as it is in Frog Monarch, but 3+1 every turn is still a 3+1 every turn. Right, for the mill engine, triple Raikou. I call this deck Slush Puppie, because, you know, slush, puppies. But, yeah, Raikous are incredibly good. They allow you to mill your Slushy and your frogs and your Slushy targets, which is important. And if they don't attack it, because I think it's like a set Ronin or something and they've only got a weenie up, you can then flip it, destroy something, summon a Ronin, and go into a Gachi or Phoenix play, because it's a 2, so that's nice synergy there. I run 1 Lila, just because this deck doesn't really like heavy back row. It's Lila, it's more milling, and I run Charge, so it's another target. Obviously no milling engine would be complete without 2 Card Trooper. This is another draw card for the deck as well. Nice little beater. Can't really go wrong. For the hand traps, hand trap wise, I've left out Veiler and Max C because I think they depend on your locals meta. So obviously cut stuff and put those in as you want. But for the main ones I run Gauze, Double Trag, and Double Fader. Only Double Fader because you make Gachi and stuff like that a lot more than you do in Frog Monarch and other variants, so you don't quite need it. I cut it for consistency and other things you need. And that rounds off the monsters. For spells, I run Reborn, Storm, Dark Hole, fairly obvious. Triple MSD, as I said earlier, this deck hates back row. 2 Salvage, it's brilliant in tandem with Swap Frog, and also you will eventually mill Lancers and stuff you don't really want to be in the grave, so this dredges them back up for you. Run 1 Creature Swap. I put this in over Econ because most games I don't even bother to put Treeborn in the grave. So you will just go, Ronin, Creature Swap, or if you normal summon your Slushy to get its effect to send another Slushy to the grave, you can just go, okay, Creature Swap, and beat over your own Slushy for effectively direct attacks. It's got 0 attack and defense. And rounding off the deck, which is 41 cards, 1 charge to get your Raikous and get your milling off straight away. for the extra deck, Gauze Token, Slacker, Triple Gachi, 2 Phoenix. This is the most important card for your OTKs, which this deck can do. 2 Dark Mist, 1 Adrius, Tyrus, and Volcasaurus. Most of the time you're just going to be making these off of Trag and Lancer. Most games you don't go into them, but I feel you've got enough extra deck space, you might as well run them. I then run 1 Guy Dragon, because you can steal stuff with Creature Swap and then go into this if it's a bit weak. Or, Volcasaurus, then overlay attack directly is completely fair and not broken. Especially when you can get Phoenix out as well. So you go, like I have a Trag and Lancer or 2 Lancers or something, overlay for Volcasaurus, pop something, deal probably about 2k damage on average, go Guy Dragon, then 2 Ronins into Phoenix and make this attack twice. That's, that should be game. For rank 7s, I run 2 Abyss Gaios, simply because of the fact there's room and I happen to have pulled 2. You probably won't need 2, but you can consider one basically a placeholder for Dragosac for when it comes out next set. And running off the extra is 1 Big Eye. Because you can make this really quite easily. And Big Eye is Big Eye, it's completely broken. So, let me know what you think of this deck. If you've got any fixes that you would make to it, let me know. But as always, if you like this video, like and sub, it means a lot. But for now, this is Osmakunai1, signing out.